coming from outer space radio. And they were very organized. They weren't space noise or disorganized. But we were never able to break the code, decode them, let's put that. But they were organized. Radio coming from outer space. We never pinned it down where they were coming from or what they were trying to say. And then Project Sign did spend a lot of money on that. And they still are, I think.
In the 50 years since Roswell, do you feel like our government or the Pentagon is trying to get technology to put us potentially on par with extraterrestrial military threat?
I think we succeeded in part of that. I have some pamphlets, which I've never shown, written by General Britton, that he was at Army Materiel Command, one of General Trudeau's friends, and he discusses laser, which I think was our number 2 in the importance project. And we made, that started in 1960. General Beach, who succeeded General Trudeau, even made that statement. And all the pamphlets I had that the Army sent me lately go back to 61 on laser. And we had a lot of developments. We made some pretty startling developments. We had to be awful careful with the laser. The weapons we're making, it can pop your eyes in a second. They just pop and go blind. And we made some radar beams that were pretty powerful, lasers that were pretty powerful. Speed, no lead time. They were, the beam got there at 300,000 kilometers a second. There was no lead time. A plane flying the speed of sound, the target would hit instantaneous. It would move 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter by the time that it was hit by the ray.
Is that the purpose of Star Wars, the Star Wars umbrella that we have?
Yes. In fact, I was the first project officer on the anti-missile missile. General Trudeau appointed me. He said, "You take over." I told him, "General, don't tell me you're too busy. You do it, and you recommend somebody later. Let's get started." And we used, by the way, in the guidance systems, we tried to use some of what we thought was in the brain of the extraterrestrial, because they had 4 lobes. And the missiles were, that was some of what we were trying to do. We succeeded in a way.
Do you feel that
we did.
At this time, do you feel like we're reasonably on par with any threatening extraterrestrials?
Oh, yes. Now, something that's classified, we had atomic weapons at the time.
Right.
General Trudeau in his memoir says we could drop them in a bucket. That's how small they were. And as far as I'm concerned, all the information I've seen, the extraterrestrials feared the atomic, because remember, one of the main areas that they were looking for was the Los Alamos in this area. My debris area, my command of range, was only a few miles from Trinity site. I was right in that area. And I think the expression maybe no. Now, in research and development, when we worked this, we had a lot of people asked, were they hostile or were they friendly? We never quite came to the right conclusion that they were hostile or friendly. But what we did, the way we worked, and General Trudeau's, what he said, just in case we won't be caught helpless. So we oriented in that direction. That was his motto, just in case. There. And they performed a lot of hostile acts. If you look at the record, there's a lot of people, and there were electromagnetics and a lot of damage, and a lot of people were killed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, could you tell us a little more about some of the hostile acts that you were aware of upon some of our pilots?
Well, they fly close aircraft, they downed some aircraft. They went to Maelstrom Air Force Base, and a UFO flew over, and it deadened the guidance system in every missile we had there, which was RJ-10, the Minuteman missiles. Every guidance system, the same guidance system, and every one went out of commission. And there were quite a few instances of that type. Let's take the Russians at Baikonur, their Cosmodrome. The UFO came over for 14 seconds. Their steel towers fell apart. The welds and what was holding together, all the rivets, just came apart. Like Wilbur Smith told me that what that affected, it destroyed the nuclear binding. And he was an expert on that. His government treated him. Little guy, I always thought rotten. And this man was a genius as far as I'm concerned. I had one long session with him, and I was supposed to go up and see him in Mayborough in Lake Ontario. And I
These guys had the dual brains, and that's what allowed them to do that. The dual brains did not necessarily allow them to fly the craft as much as it allowed them to traverse large distances in space, because they were biological entities. I think that we are now developing a headpiece interface that allows people who are disabled, handicapped individuals, to directly interface their brains with a computer. So I think we're moving in that direction on a brain interface level. On a biological level, to traverse vast distances in space, I do believe that we ourselves will develop the kinds of biological androids that will allow us to have consciousness residing in them that will communicate to us. I think we will be them, is my only answer. Any other questions? The woods are coming in right now. Yeah.
Is there some implication that there's a central cosmic intelligence?
There is an implication about that, yes. I don't know what the form that would take, but if you listen to Ingo Swann and the Great Matrix, that the central cosmic intelligence is an aggregation, an amalgamation of all there is, and the sum is indeed greater than its parts, which, to paraphrase Robert Heinlein in Stranger in a Strange Land, thou art God.
Corso has indicated that he has information, documentation that needs to be released. What's the problem?
I think the problem has been that a number of people have tried to use it for their own purposes. I mean, I know what the information is. I have a lot of that information. I've seen it. I've seen the files that vetted Corso in the first place before we did the book. Some of it's astounding. I can tell you that based on what I've seen, and all I can give you is my word, because there's nothing else I have for you. Based on what I've seen and conversations I've been privy to that I should not have been privy to, there is absolutely not the slightest shred of doubt in my mind that not only have UFOs visited here, but that our government actively is engaging and has engaged in research on UFOs. There is a huge warehouse of documents that do exist. I've only seen the tip of the iceberg, that people are alive now and working now who are managing that kind of research, and people in that group are actively looking for ways to get the information out, and they can't, because anything they say that comes out either through my magazine, UFO Magazine, or for books that are tainted, if it has the U word, somehow, because of the excellent job our CIA has done since 1947, it's tainted. They are looking for ways to do it. These are reputable, stand-up, red, white, and blue, you can't get them any bluer than that, people who are absolutely at the center of the research, and who have said, geez, I wish we could have gotten a craft that had that kind of technology. Boy, could we use that. Okay? Best I can do. Time, because we have the woods coming in. Thank you.